hello, beautiful people. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Sis. Hey, Sierra.
Hello, hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing good today. I'm doing real good. It's hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day. I had a good day. Can't complain. Can't complain. How are you?
I've been better. My allergies are annoying, but I'm good though. Overall,
Mhm.
I'm well. I'm well. Well, with that being said, let's get into it. Y'all know we got a lot to talk about today, so forgive me if it feels like we're just moving on, but we got to get through it. Okay, so first, because this is the platform for us Black women to get off what we need to get off, we're gonna start with ranting and raving. So, Sierra, are you ranting or are you raving?
Today is going to be a little bit of a rant.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a rant. I'm a social worker. I have my master's degree in social work.
Come on, masters.
Um, Yes, thank you. I'm just kidding. So with that, they make you, in order to get my full license, so I have my limited license right after college. In order to get my full license, I have to do 4,000 hours of what is it, on the job training.
Okay,
And then I have to do a supervision where I have a supervisor who where we walk through, the things that I'm doing on the job training.
that's like 2 years.
It is. It's 2 years full time.
I just did some math. Okay, keep
And
going.
I'm like, so I went to school for 6 years,
Okay.
and now you want me to do 2 years full time to get a limited license in order to take the test, or I have to have the hours in order to take the test, but I cannot get the license if I don't pass the test. So it's like, and
Ooh,
then you have to pay for this supervision.
of course.
So I
Wait,
found,
what?
yeah, so it's about $250 a month
Okay.
for 2 years.
Okay. So that's like another.
Another bill. Plus, they're now sending Joe and his people are now sending messages to my inbox looking for payment of these student loans. And I just am like, I don't know. I don't have it. I
Um,
don't have it. Like, so I'm just ranting about, I mean, yes, ranting about the system and why make me get this degree just to make me jump through these hoops, to make me pay more money. And then the student loans, Joe talking about he gonna forgive them if they're under $12,000 and you've been paying on it for 10 years.
who the I
Who?
never met anybody who says today either they have no student loans or the fact is well into the 100,000. Well, at least $50,000 in debt. I ain't never met nobody talk about I only have 12,000.
Literally.
Because anybody who got student loans, they not paying them. They
And
defer.
then $12,000 and that you had to be paying on it for 10 years. It should be paid off. How
No,
much am I paying a month for, you know?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that system
So,
is crazy because it's like they make you. In some instances, you really feel like you need a formal education and a formal degree. And then in a lot of instances, especially now in this digital age that we live in, you realize you don't need none of that. You
yeah.
and your authentic self showing up to a particular platform, i.e. TikTok, i.e. Instagram, i.e. Facebook, having a women's support group, wherever your platform is, we're seeing more and more and more and more you showing up authentically, telling your story, which we're gonna get into,
Whew.
can be a income generator for you. You know, it is easier said than done because to have a authentic point of view, to have the freedom to express it as well, and then create a platform that you show up to consistently
Mm-hmm.
is not easy. So,
Right.
but neither is working for the man nor paying $250 every month for the next. You know what I mean? That ain't easy.
Right.
So pick your points.
Okay, that part. So, are you ranting or raving?
I'm ranting also
Okay.
about
So
these
we
damn
ranting today.
allergies. Okay, I hate being sick, being off my game, being incapacitated in any kind of way, and I can't breathe. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
tired. I live on the third floor and my chest hurts and it be cold outside and I just want to go to sleep and I can't. I gotta go to work.
I felt that cry at the end. I felt that.
I just want to take a nap and wake up and take a bath, eat and go back to sleep. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, why can't I get that day? So, but I've been taking my allergy pills and my decongestant and drinking water. I have a
Mhm.
hot toddy here,
Ooh.
so whatever.
Hopefully that knocks it out. But it sucks with
Yeah,
allergies. It's like it's inevitable.
every year, once, twice, they're gonna come say hello. Y'all want to talk about? I haven't got a cold in a while. I did get the vid. I did, uh, but now COVID kicked my ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Really? Recently?
No, 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 no.
Oh.
Maybe 2 years ago,
Oh
but.
yeah, I got it. 2021.
Mhm.
Yeah, not 2020. I think I got it 2021, and it was it
Whew,
was
I was
it was
out.
COVID.
I was
I was
out for like a good 3 days, at least.
Yeah. It was like I've never felt body aches like that in my life.
Insane. COVID
Mm.
wasn't the same time, apparently. Like a lot of things are just. Okay,
Oh, like
get to it. We gotta get to
yeah.
it. Speaking of COVID, okay, so
Speaking.
tell them what's going on in these streets on these timelines. Like what's happening?
So we have my girl Miss Risa Tisa.
ReesaTeesa! Okay, first I screamed that name so many times.
While you were
The
watching,
whole thing. I'm ReesaTeesa. ReesaTeesa.
I bet.
I
I bet. Oh my goodness.
can't keep going.
So she is a woman on TikTok telling her story titled "Who the Did I Marry?" Okay. So she goes into it's a 50-part series. So
52.
or 52 part. Sorry, 52-part series on TikTok.
Not to include the lives.
Yes, and
That's
oh
a
yeah,
whole other part.
because I haven't finished those. I skimmed those, but I haven't. But a lot of people said she was answering the same questions. But so she tells the story about how she meets this man during COVID. Or I think it might have been right before COVID. They met online dating. She said they actually matched on two different online dating sites. Where his name, one name was his full name, and the other one was like a nickname of that name. So they end up meeting, or they end up matching. They meet. How can I give? Do I give like a short?
Okay, do long story, short.
Short. Okay. So long story short, she meets this man. On the first date, her tire blows out. I just have to say that because that's a sign. That was a sign. So her tire blows out, but this man, he comes and he fixes it, and he pays for the tire and all these things. So then they end up dating. Like I said, COVID is about to happen, so the world is about to shut down. So they're like, we like each other. We're about to shut down. I don't want to quarantine by myself. You don't want to quarantine by yourself. We might as well quarantine together.
Let's do it.
So they're like, where are we going to quarantine? So they choose to quarantine at Reese's house. And so this man is telling her all these things. He's from California, or no, sorry.
Hold on. We're gonna go thing by thing.
Hmm.
So overview and
Okay, overall.
yeah.
Okay. So they meet, they get together. As they're together, she's starting to find out these different things that he has told her are not necessarily the truth. And she
Nothing.
has nothing. Not and I when I say not necessarily, that is putting that
They
nicely.
are not the truth. Like let's just
It,
get to it. It's not
they're
the
just
truth at
not the
all.
truth
No inkling of truth at all.
at all. So she goes on this whole basically investigation period at one point because, like we talked about, she does admit that there are some parts of the story where we was like, now Miss ReesaTeesa.
You ain't know
But
anymore.
we got to think about the mindset of
Right,
COVID and where
right,
we were
right.
and how. And oh, that's another thing. This man had proof for everything that he lied about.
Okay. Okay.
Let's
So
get into it.
okay. So boy meets girl, girl meets boy. Apparently they fall in love, they living together, and this man lying. Okay. First thing, like you said, they meet, tire blows on the way to a date. Okay. I just want to know, you on your way to a date, right? Your tire
Mhm.
blow. The man come, where you at? Ideally, I feel like that's what you would want him to do. Like, where you at? I'm
Absolutely.
gonna come save you. I'm gonna go buy a tire. Is that crazy? Would you be like, oh, this is too much? That's a red flag.
No, I would have been feeling just like ReesaTeesa. Oh my God. I ain't never had no man. You showed up. You didn't even have, you could have just been like, all right, we'll meet, another time. You pulled up, you helped me get it fixed or where I needed to go, and then you paid for it. Tires aren't cheap. I would have been like,
And they still went to dinner.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
No, that wouldn't have been a red flag for me.
Okay. Now, a lot of people say that that's like love bombing. Have you heard of that term before?
Hmm.
So, for those of you who don't know, love bombing is when you first meet somebody and they just are overly affectionate, giving, doing for, serving of. Whatever you need, they there. Whenever you call, they're available. And now, on paper, it doesn't necessarily sound bad, but when you think about the reality of human interaction, the reality of life, I'm not always available. While I may not have much going on, you know what I mean? I'm not always necessarily going to be available to give, and especially when you don't know somebody, right? If I don't know you, we've been talking for 2 weeks, and now I done bought you a Gucci purse, and then I have bought you crypto stock, and then I spent $10,000 to get your roof fixed, and and
Mhm.
it's boom, 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 boom.
I
Now
done brought your mama
it's
flowers.
tough because it's levels to things, right?
Hmm.
On a certain level, if a man buying you Mike and Ike's and flowers and a box of candy and maybe some Steve Madden every other, that's not a big deal, right? He spent what, $100 on all them
Hmm.
items, 150 on all them items I just named. That ain't much money, right?
Right.
If he's only making $30,000 a year, it is much money.
Right.
And so then we take it, okay, let's say a man is making 500,000, $500,000 a year. So he can afford to buy the Gucci bag and the this and the that every day if he really wanted to, right? So is
Mhm.
that, how do you like, as a woman, like how do you,
It's a very hard thing to decipher, or like you said, it's a very fine line, and you really gotta be like, I think it's um other aspects to it. I think you gotta think about how what other things are going on in the relationship. How is he treating you outside of the things that he's doing for you? Like how is he speaking to you? Does he speak for me? It's uh I don't know how to explain this. I want a man who's a gentleman to all women. So does he treat all women with respect, or is it just like, because I've seen that a lot where this man doesn't respect women. He meets this one woman, and now suddenly he's this
the most
great
respectful?
man, And I'm like, that's when it's like,
You keep talking, I
okay.
gotta turn my fan on.
You good.
Toddy got me hotty, Toddy. Yeah, no, so it is hard, right? But I think in hearing her story, and it'll make more sense as we keep going, but the common theme and the only real defense you have as a woman is you got to check yourself, right? What are
Absolutely.
my motives,
Hmm.
and what is allowing me to accept these gifts, right? You don't have to accept these things because I've said no to certain things, that men offer to do because I don't want to be beholden to you. And I know as a woman, I know myself in that, oh, well, he did
Hmm.
do this for me, so maybe I do have to go, or maybe I
Yep.
should. I know that. I just know that is going to be, you know what I
A
mean?
thing.
The
Absolutely.
following. And especially at Miss Reesa Teesa's age. Now, sis, you older than me, sis, okay? But she did say she wanted to be picked. She wanted to be chosen. Okay,
Hmm.
so let's move on from
Okay.
that. So, like you said, quarantine hits. They decide basically within like 2-3 weeks they living together, and not only are they living together, he's paying all the expenses, and in
All of
her
them.
words, is intoxicated. Okay, can't lie, would be. Fast forward, they start looking for a house. Okay, now this whole process of looking for a house is where I think I would have tapped out for sure. Okay,
Absolutely.
for sure. So basically, what happens is in the process of looking for a house, initially, Legion, okay, is the one heading the process. He's talking to the realtors, he's talking to the people, he's got the pre approval. He originally says he has a pre approval for like $750,000, but he's also got in his Chase account money from Arena Football, a significant amount. We don't know exactly because we haven't seen it. But through this house buying process, basically she finds out he's lying about the status of their offer. He said he put an offer on the home and there's something going on with the interest, or no, sorry. He put an offer in on the home and something's going on. He's waiting for them and they waiting on him and this is back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And her intuition kicks in, okay? So she does her own research and sees, oh, the house is under contract. But through her investigation, she finds out the under contract is for an older white couple, not them. So she has a conversation with herself. And ladies, I think we often do this. And she says to herself, Self, he gonna lie about this. And then she says to herself, I'm gonna let him lie. Because at this time, not only is he paying the bills, but she's pregnant by the man. So in her mind, it makes more, and she's churchy. So throw that in the mix. And she's shacking with this man. So in her mind, it's better to stay. So what type of okay, sorry. So yes, so she says I'm gonna let him lie, I'm gonna let him get out of the lie so we can just move on. She confronts him, hey, what's going on with the house? He says, oh, it's something with the percentage rate. We can't agree on the percentage rate. She says, you know what? If the percentage rate is wrong, baby, we should just get something else. Let's just get something else, baby. It's okay. It's okay, baby. Okay? So she just let him out the lie and move on. He keep lying, he keep lying, he keep lying. And that's the whole thing. But my question is, what kind of person, I ain't gonna say woman, or condition or position do you have to be in mentally to allow that kind of behavior in your relationship?
So it's possible. I will say that. Um, I think because she talks about the fact that she's in this vulnerable state of, I was just waiting for it to be my turn. I know, this man, I think she was kind of looking at, because you got to think, this man is, everything that I'm about to say is this.
Heavy on the quotes.
Heavy on this.
Okay.
This man is, she's weighing the pros and cons. This man is a vice president of production at a condiment company, making over $200,000 a year, which she saw the email of them stating his benefits, his new salary, all these things. He's paying all of the bills. He's love bombing her. Meanwhile, she already wants to be married. So in her mind, she's like, okay, I could just let that go because this man is paying all my bills. He's a good man. He makes all this money. I know we could get that house maybe later down the line or something. I don't know if that maybe what she was thinking. Me, maybe as soon as I would have saw that, as soon as I would have hung up with the realtor and they would have said it was an old white couple.
Yeah. And this is the thing. This is the thing. Nobody walks around thinking you're lying to me.
Yeah.
Most people don't live in this bubble unless you've been seriously scorned that she has. Now I'm sure now she lives in that
Yeah.
bubble.
Now I wouldn't.
Most people don't walk around with the lens of skepticism where the first assumption is you're lying. So now I have to
Especially when
prove
you're
it right.
and especially when you're showing me
When you're
something that's
showing me
true.
enough to keep there, dangle the little carrot, it's enough. It's enough. I see the bank account. I see the little things here and there, right? I think, and this is like you said, I've been in a predicament where I wanted to be chosen, right? Where it was easier, where some financial stress was taken off of me, and I did make sacrifices that were absolutely to my detriment. That in the
Mhm.
moment, I did not, uh, uh, I did not feel was right, right? I
Right.
did feel I was. Compromising myself, as
Hmm.
we spoke about before, right? And I think it's so important for ladies to know, like, it happens. It
Oh, absolutely.
is easy to happen,
Absolutely.
right? And when you, especially if you love, if you have a good heart, and if you are a catering type person, to have somebody rubbing on your booty every night, to have somebody saying I love you, oh you look cute,
Hmm.
what you want to do today? Did you eat? Those things make you feel good at the end of
Hmm.
the day. Like you could be the baddest bitch, you could be the most independent chick out here, but especially if you then vibe with the person asking you the question. Now you can have a nigga ask you what you eating and did you eat and are you good,
I don't need to
and
eat for
I
3 more months.
vibe with them. It happens. That happens often too. But on the rare cosmic occurrence that you actually vibe with the nigga in your DMs, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That is like it can be intoxicating, like she said. So when you get in that state, in that predicament of like, wait a minute, listen to that intuition,
Hmm.
right? Figure out a plan, because also, it's like, well, I've gotten we live together now. What am I gonna do? How do I get them out? Blah, blah, blah. Talk to your people, call your village, call your tribe. Don't feel like you're in it alone, because for me, a lot of it was feeling like I didn't really have many people I could talk to like strategize or figure it out,
Hmm.
which is also what prolonged the dealings.
Hmm.
And that is not, and it's not that I didn't, I think I just wasn't ready to stand in my truth and own
Absolutely.
the compromises that I had made of myself, right? But I'm sure, I know for a fact, actually, more women in my family and in my tribe would have related to what I was experiencing or going through than not, had I simply just said something. And again,
Absolutely.
way easier. Way easier said than done, but we will be irresponsible if we didn't take this moment to let y'all know, like, and if you got to DM me, I'll talk to you.
Absolutely.
You got a friend in me and Sierra. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So now then she starts taking audio diaries. Because again, she ain't feeling something right, but it's a hard place to be in when what you seeing is contradictory to what you're feeling.
Feeling.
You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So where do you feel like you can relate to Risa, and where do you feel like you would be like, not me, girl?
I feel like I can relate in that wanting it to be your turn. Um, for coming from somebody who's been single going on 7 years, I want it to be my turn. However,
I get that.
I am willing to wait. I am willing to, but I think that comes from knowing I had already went through my situation, so I don't have to go through it again. Because as an older adult, I went through 4 years of
Mm.
craziness where I could have told my own story. And so I'm like,
We're gonna ask you one day.
yeah, I had to, yeah. So so I can relate to that, putting up with something because you don't necessarily want to be alone. And especially, can you think about being alone during COVID? That was already a like, oh my goodness, like I gotta get out of like that mental space of just I'm stuck in the house every day. Like I was like, I would love to be here with my partner, like that. No. So I can understand that. Now, where I am like, is where I said, when I would have found out, for me, I can't do lying. I can't do the fact that you don't respect me enough to tell me the truth. And then, and the story was, so she found out that the house was under contract, and then so he told her that the house was under contract. So she assumed that was their contract. So she, a couple weeks later, after he kept saying, we're going to close, we should be closing in a couple days, we should be closing tomorrow, I'm waiting on them, we should be closing. The couple had already, that's when she went back to check and see that the couple had already bought it. So you're actively lying to me every day after I've already had some sort of feeling. Now I'm sitting here that would turn me off so bad. I'm sitting here watching. It's different when I don't know that you're lying, but I know that you're lying. And I would not have, like when she said she went in her prayer closet and said, okay, I know that he's going to lie about this. I'm going to let him out of this lie. I just know that once I would have got off that phone with that realtor and she told me that old white couple bought that house, I would have been sitting right when he walked in the door. What's going on with the house? And as soon as he lied, I probably would have punched him. You like, I just get it. I would have done that. But it was like I wouldn't have been able to swallow that and just act like that's okay, because it's like I immediately would have thought, if you're lying about this, what else are you lying about? Because you're lying to my face even now. Even now.
I agree. I can't do a lie. To me, getting out of a lie means, what happened to the house? Why we not under contract? You know what, babe? I ain't want to tell you the truth. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I was this. I was that. So I said this and therefore that. And, this is actually the truth. That's getting out of a lie to me.
Absolutely.
Only the fact that you done lied.
Mm-hmm.
Then I could potentially, okay, depending on your reason for why you lied. And I heard the lied thing and the man thing and okay, baby. Look, going forward, just, everybody done lied. Now, if you say you ain't lied, now you lying.
Okay. You're lying. You're currently lying.
Everybody, I had 4 wings when you ate 6, bitch. Okay.
Okay.
I only had 2 drinks when bitch you done had 6 mimosas. Okay.
And you know
it's like it's fine. The problem comes. And where, like you said, I couldn't have gotten past that. I could not have gotten past that. It would have never sat. It literally would have sat on my chest because such. I literally have a podcast. I literally talk. I literally give it all to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I do. I communicate, honey.
I'd have been looking. He in the kitchen cooking, and I'm like,
this nigga lying.
Okay. I
would have called you out. I couldn't have. And that's the thing where I was like, ReesaTeesa.
But what I do like is that
she wanted him to be that guy. And I understand she took ownership and accountability. And I don't know what, and I guess she said what she was expecting. The point of her telling her story is not to people to feel sorry for her, not for people to judge her either, but for a cautionary tale. For some other young lady, who might have audio diaries or physical diaries that need to start asking more questions. You got to do your investigation, and a woman can investigate, can't she?
Oh, I'm telling you.
She was down to the court. She said, I've checked the public records. I said, oh, so you the bitch that kept the people employed. Okay.
That's me. I'm telling you, I would have been with, it wouldn't have took me no 40 parts to get to that phone. I would have been in that phone, baby. Soon as you would have lied about the house, I'm telling you, I'm going through everything.
Oh,
Everything.
Daniel, the other day I said, yeah, that couldn't happen to me because I check phones.
I check phones. I'm sorry with that. What you go looking for something, you gonna find it. Duh. That's what I'm.
You know what's funny though? I used to feel like that, but then I thought about it. Okay, well, okay. So the first time I ever went through a phone, terrible experience. Terrible
Oh,
experience.
yeah.
But also very valuable because it gave me everything I needed to know. Because so I don't be understanding that. This is a little detour. We're gonna go and then we're gonna come back. What is that about? You get what you're looking for when you check phones.
That's
What
why
is that about all this
that
stuff?
statement does not make sense to me.
What
It
is that?
never has made sense to me because that is what I'm looking for. I went in this phone thinking that I was going to find something, and I did.
So what are you saying?
Like
I'm looking for info.
even if I do become sick and I can't eat and I'm distraught
And
and I'm
you
upset,
will. You
and
will.
you will, but now I know. I'd rather know. I'm not one of them people like, if I don't, but that's them people that's like, as long as I don't find out, no, I want to know what you're doing.
I am way too nosy.
But I'm
I
already nosy.
I genuinely just enjoy information for the
Mm-hmm.
sake of it. You know,
Yep. And
invite me to go out.
especially now.
I may have gone through your cabinet. I'm just looking. I'm just
Oh,
looking.
when I tell you, absolutely. Like if I go to the bathroom in your house,
Is that bad?
if I go to the bathroom in your house, I'm looking under that cabinet. What's in here? And no, never mind. Let me stop. I, I done found something in a trash can at one of my dude's house that I'm telling you,
And
don't let me let me in here. What is this?
I,
What's this?
listen, yeah, I don't never understood that. I'm gonna go through the phone. I'm gonna need the
And
password.
it's gonna be great if I don't find anything.
And that's what I said too. I said, ReesaTeesa ain't never pulled up on your boy at work or on a lunch
Could
break.
you imagine?
Some like frisky time. I don't even always on some
Well, you
like
gotta think though.
executive true. But like also let me
Not when he driving 2 hours and switching cars halfway and doing all that. I ain't finna be
2 hours.
driving no 2 hours to be getting to your job. But could you imagine she go up there and see that nigga on a forklift? Oh Lord.
Sick. I'm sick of the VP, but you can't wear a suit. And that'd be the thing. Okay, so some of this stuff was they 50-50 are responsible for this, I think.
Absolutely.
I
I don't
1000%.
think no, I don't think it's 50-50. I think she has a part in it.
No, it's 50-50. It's 50-50. The day you said
Yeah.
I'm going to
Well,
let
lie.
him out the lie, that everything else, you are complicit, sis.
You're
I,
right.
I it's called Let's Talk Sis. Okay, I'm here to empower my sisters. Okay. The day you say I'm gonna let this thing get out of a lie, and again, not I'm going to allow him to own up to it, and I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to. That's a totally different situation. Totally different. The day
Mm-hmm.
you just excuse it away, that's the day you're complicit. That is the day you are complicit because at that point you literally decide it wasn't that she thought he lied. She confronted about the lie. That he told her a really good excuse. So therefore, okay, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't that. She literally was like, "Well, all right, that I'll take it."
Yeah.
Right. Well, here you go.
Here you
United
go.
Nation red flags.
That nigga lied about it. Like,
50,
wow.
50. Okay, so fast forward. Okay, now mind you, all of this happened in the span of like 12, 13 months. Okay, really, they got married at the top of the year, divorced
Yeah. They got married in June. They got
January.
married June 5th.
No, I
They
thought they got married in January.
Oh
She
no,
came
I'm sorry.
out in
Sorry. They met March 2020. They were divorced by July 2021. So
correct,
all of this happened within, yep, they met March,
correct.
divorced by July 2021.
So the I don't know, shit hits the fan, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
when They're married. She is now really starting to suspect things, and it's like, okay, I need to get a new job so that essentially I can start to afford all of this stuff on my own. Because clearly, you
Mm-hmm.
got something going on. Clearly, it ain't something I can't. I would have to go through all my notes to remember. Do you remember what caused her to start looking for a new job?
Well, she went through the phone when he was sexting another woman.
Yes.
And then I think it was just the lies. She went through the phone.
Yes.
She tried to do a background check on the social security, the first number that he put on the house offer.
Right.
That nothing came up on that. And then I think by this point she had talked to nope, because she had to wait till she got the new social
I think it
security.
was I think it was like you said, the sexting and then the whole car situation. He was promising her he gonna get her this BMW. He gonna take her to the lot. Let's go car shop. Let's go car shopping. And basically, there was a hiccup when it came down to wiring the funds. And she just was like, at this point, we done looked at 50, 11 million cars. My hopes was up. I'm over it. Moving on. I need to figure out how I can basically get a car by myself. That
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to pay for it. I'm gonna get it on my own. So that's when she starts looking for a new job. In the process of her getting a new job, the application she has to put down, do a background check, and therefore needs her husband's social security information, date of birth, etc., etc. She asks him for it. He kind of pushes back, but she like, yo, I need this. It's gonna help me. He gives it to her. She then, in her mind, again, that intuition, and that's how strong that thing is. Think about
Men
it.
don't believe it.
You have what number do you know right now? Whose phone number do you memorize right
Now,
now?
me, I do know all of my immediate family's phone numbers.
Because they've been the same since.
They have.
Okay, about the only numbers you know, right?
Hmm.
Nigga, you met 2 years ago. Within the year, are you gonna remember his phone number?
No.
Hey, she looks at the social security number on a job application. Says, "Huh." Something in her says, "This looks different than what I put on our marriage license." What the fuck would tell? I just think that's incredible. I
Oh
just think
yeah.
that's incredible that her intuition kicks in to say that. Like, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Of all the numbers of all the information she's retaining and looking at over this application, and
Literally.
to be like, hold up, something ain't right. So she compares the new social security on a job application to the old social security on marriage license. They're different. Pulls a background check on the new social, finds all kind of stuff,
Mhm.
all kind of history, old addresses, and basically sees that the addresses listed for this social security do not include California, where this man has claimed he was once married and divorced to his
Yeah.
wife and stepchildren.
So his story was that he was born and raised in Atlanta. He then went to Stanford, or he went to California for college. And then yes, he went to Cali, or he yeah, some
Born in
how he
Philly.
spent, huh?
He was born in Philly,
Born in Philly, raised in
Atlanta.
Atlanta, moved to California for college, played football in college, and then played arena football, met this woman, married her. They ended up getting a divorce because he walked in on her having an affair, kicked her out. He allowed the children to stay there, and this woman tried to take him for all his money, but they end up fixing it. I mean, they end up having an amicable divorce.
Correct.
So once she finds his background, she doesn't find any California addresses, which prompts her to look up the divorce decree for him and the ex-wife to see, so where did they get, because mind you, he said they got married and divorced in California. So she's like, obviously divorces are public record. So
Right.
look
Let
it
me
up.
see.
Let me see. So she finds, and he also told her obviously that he filed for divorce because, he walked in on her having an affair. So she finds the divorce decree, and it states that she filed, and here in Georgia. They lived here in Georgia. They got married here in Georgia. They got divorced here in Georgia. So it was like this man had never even been to California. She looked up, she looked him up on the school's website. Now this got me. This guy, I was screaming. So she looked him up on the school website. She could not find any record of him. So she calls and she's like, hey, I just want to see if this student, this guy says he went here. I just want to see if he was a student here. And they're like, no, we don't have any record of him. So she asked him, she like, hey, you say you went to this, whatever school it was. Why don't they have record of you? She said, without missing a beat, this nigga looks her in her face and says, I was a private citizen. So his daddy paid money. His daddy paid money so that they would not list any of his information on the school. Meanwhile, he played football for the school as well. He's not on none of the football rosters, nothing. No record of him because his daddy paid money for a regular, duggler, schmuggler nigga to go to college.
Do we know what a private citizen is?
I don't. That's my first time hearing the term.
So I'm gonna just read you the definition. I just learned this today too, but this is why Google matters.
Absolutely.
A private citizen is someone who does not have an official or professional role in a given situation. So basically, I'm a private citizen, you a private citizen, but Officer Johnson is not. Sergeant Washington is not. Everybody in San Diego State, my guy, is a private citizen. What are you saying? But it sounded good. You see,
in the fact that he didn't even have to think about it. She said he automatically was like, "Oh, I'm a private citizen."
But see, I would have Googled it. I literally would have Googled it because I don't know what it means.
But at this point, she knows he's lying and she's planning her exit. At this point, she knows she's just trying to figure out. At this point, her mind is like, okay, wait.
What
I gotta keep track. Hold on. Now I'm starting to find out all this stuff. So she ends up talking to the wife. The wife tells her, if you're talking to me, it must be bad. Do not believe anything that this man says. She tells him, because he said that he told her that he still took care of his ex-wife kids. And he ended up saying that one of the kids, the daughter, ended up passing away from COVID. So she asked the woman, she's like, well, how's your daughter or whatever? She's like, she good. And she said she didn't have the heart to tell her that this man is telling me, and where's my $2,000 that you asked me if we could send her for the funeral? Like, you taking me to, never mind.
It's okay. Look, in ReesaTeesa's words, let's just all
take a breath. Because we haven't even gotten to the part it literally spooks me out.
Okay, so for time, we're gonna put the last 30 parts
together.
20 parts, excuse me, in one.
Yep.
Basically, we find out that this man Legion is lying about everything. And I know we done said that, but when we say everything, we mean everything. He's lied about the fact that, like she just said, where he was married, divorced, and where his ex-wife lived, and the status of the ex-wife's children, that the ex-wife kid done died. He lied about his family tree, okay? And now this lie is sick because every day Reesa's saying, he on the phone, hey, how you doing? I'm good. Oh, okay. Reesa, John said, hey. Oh, you heard her? Okay, cool. What y'all doing this weekend? Nothing. Like, he's on the phone every day, like that for hours at a time, talking to God knows who, or if anybody, but his damn self.
Literally, because he said it was his older brother that he would talk to every day. He had 2 sisters because Reesa ended up having a miscarriage. Because remember, we said she was pregnant. She ended up having a miscarriage. He went ghost the day she had her miscarriage. Or no, I guess he said he had to work. So he said that his sister could take her to the hospital to have her surgery or whatever. So end up finding out that he doesn't. I guess he said he had four brothers, two sisters, whatever. End up finding out he has two brothers.
That's
One
it.
of them being a twin.
Twin. Okay. Twin.
And
So
none of these people have talked to him in eight years.
basically, every time, 80% of the time, he was on a phone call, there was nobody else on the other line.
Do you know how scary that is?
For hours.
Cracking. She said talking about football games, cracking up.
I ain't gonna lie. I done faked a phone call walking through something.
Oh,
Hey,
absolutely.
but that's because I don't want to talk to nobody in the room real quick. And I done made sure the volume is so silent. I'm looking down. I'm looking busy. I'm looking unavailable. I done it to avoid niggas. I done it to avoid people I don't want to see. I done it
Mm-hmm.
to make it look like I'm busy at work. We done all did it. Okay? We've done it.
But not in that capacity.
But this, but if you walked up on me, you see my lock screen, bitch, I'm lying. You caught me.
Right. Relaying messages though.
But the back and forth, the spit, the ability to stay in it.
In
Like
it.
this man is mentally ill. Like
Absolutely.
we can joke, we can key all day long, and it be upset, and it's tough.
Yeah.
This man is not well.
Absolutely not, because he literally told her, first of all, he lied about the dates that his grandparents died or passed away. He told her, they met in COVID. So as the months were going on, he was making it seem like these people are dropping like flies.
And is
Meanwhile,
distraught.
and is distraught as if this is his grandma. Meanwhile, these people have been dead for years. And one of the guys that he was talking to, his cousin Junebug, all the time on the phone, had also been dead for years. So he takes her to the cemetery and says that this is where his grandparents are buried. Come to find out, that's not where his grandparents are buried. He just used to work at that cemetery. And then when she went through his bag and found out everything, his address on the driver's license went to the cemetery. So, nigga, you talking to dead people.
Crazy.
You're talking to dead folks. You're talking to nobody on the phone. Your address on your driver's license go to a cemetery? That would have had me done.
Okay.
Done.
Now.
Done.
After she's basically found she's gone to her extent of finding the lies, because we don't ever really know how truly deep the lies go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also he was living his twin brother's life. His twin brother was a VP.
Yes.
Twin brother drove a luxury car. Twin brother had a big, beautiful home. Legion did not. That's the life he wanted to live, portrayed to have lived. So she finally basically gets to the point where she's moving out. She done kicked his ass out. She like, I'll beat you like the bitch you are.
And you gonna get up out this bed, because he was sick. He called himself being
bedridden, had some injury that basically caused him to lose all this weight, couldn't move, couldn't do this, that, and the third. That was that karma catching up to his ass.
What you think that was? I think that man had AIDS.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, we're gonna get back to that. He did have AIDS. He probably do have AIDS. But
I saw somebody post it, but I didn't see it confirmed.
I can't confirm nor deny. Allegedly.
I allegedly think that Legion allegedly had AIDS.
Has a Legion. Okay, is a Legion.
Oh yeah, you saw them. Never mind.
The Legions. Oh,
not the Legion. Oh, I wonder if that's what.
Yeah, why? What do you think? That's why. Yes, that's why. Yes, that is.
I never ever. I wonder where she got Legion from.
He's a Legion.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Lord.
Long story short, she done kicked him out. He kind of bucked against her, but eventually she got him out. And then there comes this time period where he's gone on to couch surfing, basically. And she and is getting ready to move into a new home. In this little gap period, he's like, well, technically, we still married. You can't kick me out the marital home legally. I can come back. I can come back. I can come back. She like, don't come back here now. Don't come back here, Legion. It's not going to be good for you. Don't come back here, Legion. Okay, Legion comes back. We find out Legion had a warrant out for his arrest. So basically, she gets him arrested because he done came back to the house. He goes to jail. We wait when his court date. Court date, if she was supposed to move on the 1st, the court date is the 30th. Okay, which basically means he has time to be released from jail, which he's going to be released because the warrant actually expired and was not put in this janky ghetto ass system we have. So he's going to be released, and there is that time period in which he could come and confront her, which she don't want. So she's saying her aunties until her move out date, pays the movers a little extra something to get her the fuck out of there. She's like, I need to be gone in the next hour. Okay?
Pronto.
She said she left everything that had a Legion on it. Okay?
Got a Legion on it.
The play, the bed. I got a new bed.
Mm-hmm. As she should.
I don't know why that was funny to me. But she got a new bed, she got new plates, new cups, new dishes, all the things. She started over, okay? Basically sent him a text because he keep harassing her, like, I gotta get my stuff, I gotta get my stuff. Basically sent him a text like, if you contact me anymore after today, I will be pressing charges. And that is no play, that is no lie.
Stop playing with me.
She said that's the last time she talked to Legion.
Mm-hmm. It's been, what, 3 years?
Now, I seen a follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
People who found who Legion actually is.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be in these TikTok streets to know. Y'all got to find it, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Of a screenshot of my man's Legion in a Facebook group for singles with HIV.
And that's what I didn't see the screenshot, but I saw people saying that there was a screenshot of him in a Facebook HIV group. But I have been saying all along, as soon as she said that man was dropping weight and all this, I said, this man has AIDS. Well, after she said he was sleeping with the prostitute, that's when I was like,
it didn't dawn on me. I didn't know what the hell.
I automatically
keep up with that.
that was that man. What is making this man so sick, like dropping weight like this? Like, it's AIDS, baby.
That is a motherfucker.
And then imagine, good thing she wasn't sleeping with him still.
She wasn't?
No, she said, I don't think she was after she found out that
he was. I think it was more so he wasn't sleeping with her. Because she said she was still down and trying to do the things, but he was acting like he ain't really like her like that, basically.
I thought that was before she saw him sexting with.
Well, after the sexting, she was basically like, well, damn, I thought you was all virginal and trying to do this shit, and you over here and it's all freaky dicky thing. Why you ain't trying to do it with me? That's what she was saying. Like, I'm your wife. We should be able to do it over here. But he was, which I guess to her benefit, he wasn't going. So whatever. But
that nigga would have tried to touch me.
After all of this, she does a video basically saying what her realizations were, which I mean, she said it, so what else do I want from her, right? I just wanted her to take a little bit more accountability at the end, at the summary, but I get it. She said it enough. Basically, she said she realized that he didn't love her nor like her because he didn't love nor like himself. Big red flag anytime you're dealing, dating with a man, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's one thing for it to be a red flag that is like planted in cement, if you will, versus a red flag that is like floating in the water. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can meet a man that a man not loving or liking himself is not uncommon, right? And a lot of time, people not loving or liking themselves is not uncommon. A lot of time, you need it's helpful to have someone else see your beauty, your
Mhm.
potential, your power, your this and that, and remind you of it, right? Like a lot of times it's helpful for somebody to say, "Well, you're actually really good at that." No, wow,
Mhm.
you are very smart. You're
Right.
very beautiful. You're so funny because you see yourself every day. You don't really, you
Yeah,
know,
we're our toughest critics for sure.
correct. So that can be a red flag, right? If they are very self-deprecating and they're never willing to like come out of that.
Mhm.
But that's, something to consider. Next, she was saying he was cool. He got off on her getting excited about seeing the house, seeing the BMW. Ooh, maybe I'm gonna go to Paris. Maybe you'll take me here, and it never happened. He got off on that.
He
That
did.
brought him joy. Crazy,
He's a sicko. Could
sick,
you imagine going to test drive cars knowing you do not have the money for these whatsoever?
sick. Like it's wild. That's wild.
We are hiring realtors
Signing
and you
contract.
talking about you gonna pay $700,000 cash multiple times. You signed your name on this legal document.
Because who would do that?
Who, like she said, if you
Who would do that? She now has trust issues. She thinks that, and this is where I think it might be, I don't know what the word is, but ballooning her trauma a little bit. She says she feels like he was laughing at her, like he would go at the end of the day, after the BMW dealership, after seeing all these houses, she felt he would go in his private time and be like, "Ha, stupid bitch," and enjoy it. I don't know that it was that uh, methodical. I don't know that it was that planned out because given the extent of lies and the commitment to it, I truly feel he has a mental issue. I'm not excusing the behavior,
absolutely,
but if you can't control those things, and I don't think that is something that he's, I'm gonna wake up today, what can I do to get her excited, and then how can I let her down? Car
absolutely,
dealership, yep, we're gonna do that. I don't think he woke up like that. I genuinely think he woke up believing the lies and the fairy tales and the, oh well, they tripping, that's why it didn't happen, and believing, oh, the interest rate is fucked up. That's why, like, I
mhm,
really think he believes those things.
right.
And I think she should give herself grace in the fact that I don't think she was the butt of a joke. I some think she was collateral damage of a mental issue that's not under control.
Absolutely, 100%. But I will say that that feeling is very, very valid because
Yeah,
I felt that. Like, nigga, you did this just to hurt me. But that's and then in that where she needs that counseling and that therapy because when you are dealing with a master manipulator, you start to, like she said, she was questioning herself.
exactly.
And what am I like? He's making me seem like I'm crazy. So it's like, dang, was you? And then you got to think of it's different when you're just lying, but you're literally watching me get excited about stuff you know that I'll never, ever get from you. Like, you got to sit back and think, like, is this nigga laughing at me? Like, because you sitting in this car, like, she said she would be like, he would be like, babe, I could really see you in this. I could really, nigga,
Yeah,
no, you can't.
but he
It's
can't.
mentally,
Right. And that's where, like you said, it
absolutely.
takes that work, that
Mhm.
reflection, having a third party maybe counsel and help you to realize, because when you go through traumatic situations as women, we often find a way to be the fault of it, find a
Oh, yeah.
way to be the center of in the cause or the catalyst or the reason why this person behaved poorly.
Absolutely.
While there are points of ownership and points of accountability that we have, we also have to give ourselves the grace in saying, this person, I did not make them. I did
Mhm.
not encourage this. I did not, and maybe there were some tools that I lacked that allowed me to be complicit.
Mhm.
However, it is not my fault.
Yep.
It is not my doings that that it is not completely my doings that
Mhm.
wound me up here. I came into this being genuine. If you did, I came into this being open-hearted,
Mhm.
wholehearted, honest, and I was taken advantage of. I
Absolutely.
felt victim too, and that doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't make me the butt of a joke. That doesn't make me, and I'm not saying the victim because you weren't victimized, but that doesn't make me the victim in the sense of I cannot overcome, right?
Right.
It means I now learned a lesson, right?
Absolutely.
I now know much more than I knew before, and I'm
Mhm.
better because of it. And that takes time to get there,
Absolutely.
and that's just from my own experience, I have to remind myself, you know, I made choices that I'm not going to make again. I'm not that person anymore, right? I'm not going to be back in that same situation. And this, I will never be back in that same situation.
Absolutely
So
never.
we spoke about like trick, because the last point is she has trust issues now. And we spoke about triggers last time, and going into new situations, while some things may kind of, is this that again? I have to know I will never end up there again.
Yeah.
So while you may do a little something that might trigger me, if you will, just happen to like you're not that guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And through work, through processing and talking to yourself, you can come to those realizations, but it takes time and patience with yourself.
Absolutely.
So, ReesaTeesa girl, thank you for sharing your story. Could have made it a little shorter, but
No, it
who
could
am
have been
I
a
to
little.
tell you? We get
Hey,
details.
I could have did more. I would have.
No, honestly, she gave the most detailed, organized storyline. I stayed with her the whole time, even through the fake
Absolutely.
peoples and the fake cousins and the fake. I was with you, girl.
Had her sending shoes to fake nieces. Where's my money? Where did those shoes go?
She speaking of money, they're saying she's made over $100,000 from the TikTok Creator Fund. So that's amazing for
What
her.
the enemy would try to use for your bad, God gonna
Okay.
work for your good, honey.
Every single time. So
Yep, and somebody paid for her to go to London because
yeah,
he
I
he
seen that.
tricked her and act like he was planning her a trip to London. So
I'm glad she had the confidence to tell her story that's inspiring to so many of us.
yeah,
So thank you, Miss ReesaTeesa. We
yeah.
wish you blessings and love and light and all the things. And Sierra, is there anything else you need to tell the people?
Um, just be mindful, y'all, because these niggas is out here pulling fast one. But for real, just don't, like we said, don't ignore your gut. If you feel it, 9 times out of 10, God is telling you something. Investigate, investigate, investigate.
There you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Thank y'all as always for tuning in to another episode of Let's Talk Sis. Make sure you like us, subscribe. Please, we need to grow our community. Comment, let us know. We are all women, so we all have had experiences where we've
Absolutely.
been lied to, where we've lied, where we've ignored things. So just share. We love to hear y'all's stories. We love to hear y'all's perspective on certain things. And we'll see y'all back here, same time, same place next week. Bye.
Bye.